How many of you had a snow day this week? No school? Like Monday, maybe Tuesday? Yeah. Did you have fun? Yeah. Now the snow all melted again, huh? Now we have to wait for the next snowstorm. Huh? Well, not all the way, but, well, out at our place, and we had like 14 inches, so there's a lot of big piles, so it's taking a little while for it to melt down. But anyway, so how many of you have had someone do something very nice for you? Maybe your parents, your grandparents, a teacher? Huh? Nobody? Nobody's ever had somebody do something nice for them? Okay, good. A few people. Everyone else is being shy. So sometimes when someone does something nice for you, what is a common way, or what do we often do? We say thank you, that's one way, yeah. But sometimes do we want to like maybe do something nice back to them? Yeah, what, Baron? How can I ever thank you? Oh, there you go. That's good. So yeah, saying thank you and stuff like that is very nice, and it's a very, very good manners, right? But sometimes, you know, when someone does something very, very nice for us, it's common that we want to do something nice back for them, right? Well, that's kind of what we see in today's scripture, is David was really blessed by God. Does anyone know what David originally was? How did he start his working years? I heard some shepherd. That's right, he was a shepherd. But he eventually became what? A king. Good job. So he started out as a shepherd, tending the flocks of sheep, right? But then he became like a shepherd for the people, as God helped him and risen him up to become more powerful and become a leader of the people of Israel, and to basically attend to the people, not the sheep now. And so, over the years, he risen to that of a king. Because he had faith in God, he obeyed God and did what God asked. And he was a good leader. So, God's purpose in his life is, we learn what? We're supposed to listen to God, because God has what for us? He has a plan. He has the plan for us in our life, right? And sometimes we don't know what that is. But God's always driving us in the right direction to live out the plan for him. And so God's plan for David was to become basically a leader and a unifier and a king of the people of Israel. Bring them all together, because they were kind of getting all mixed up and maybe weren't being as good a people as they should have been. And so God used David to help bring those people together, unify them, and to become one, and to drive out the enemies, to drive out the bad people, okay? So David was kind of more of a king of unifying and driving out the bad people, and you know, more of a warrior kind of position. But David was very kind. He had a very good heart. He followed, he had faith in God. He listened to him, and God blessed him with being such a great leader and having a great name amongst the kingdom, and blessed him with a great house as well. By some accounts, it was almost like a palace, a huge house. And so David said, well, why do I have a beautiful house of cedar, as he put it, of wood and stuff, okay? But yet God is like in a tent. He traveled around and he's in a tent. So he thought it would be great. Why don't I build a big temple, a big palace, to honor God? And he asked his friend Nathan, another prophet, hey, should I build this house? And Nathan right away, he didn't think about talking to God. And Nathan said, yeah, go do it. Let's go build a palace and a temple for God. But then what happened was God came to Nathan then and said, hey, no, it's not necessary. Please, I have different plans. Remember, God's plan is always the best plan. David had great intention. He had a great thought, and he was very caring to want to build a temple for God. But that wasn't God's purpose for David. He wanted David to do exactly what he did. And he honored and respected David for that. By unifying Israel and driving out the bad people, he delivered the enemies away from them and everything. And what he told David was, look, this isn't your purpose. This isn't what I had planned for you. You've done a great job, and basically, I will honor you when you come to heaven and you will see in your ancestors and stuff, your kids then, I will work through them. So his son, did anyone know who David's son was? Who became the next leader? Solomon. Good job. I heard several people say it. So his son, Solomon, then became king, and through Solomon then was more known as the king of peace. David was the unifier, brought everyone together. David then kind of preserved that and kept the peace. And through Solomon, David got his ultimate wish, or what his desire was, to build that temple for God, right? So once Solomon then came in, then God used Solomon to build a temple and to worship God and build him a house, to build God a house, okay? So David was very wise in good intentions for God, to honor him and respect him and thank him for what he'd done for him, and rising him up from a shepherd to a leader and to a king. But he listened to God, and God blessed David by honoring his ancestors, his kids, and preserving his kingdom and helping them build a temple to worship God through Solomon and through what he did. Because God didn't want a ruler who did what he wanted, but he didn't want it to be a ruler who had shed blood and had fought off the enemies to build the temple to respect and honor God. He wanted Solomon, who he knew would be the ruler of peace, so to speak, to build that. Okay? So remember, God always has a plan for us. And sometimes, it's simple things. We thank people for doing good things for us, like my early example. Someone does something nice for you, maybe they give you something, or a birthday gift, or they take you skiing, or to some fun place, maybe your parents take you on vacation. It's very good that we have good manners and we thank them and maybe do something nice for them. But ultimately, remember, as we serve God to keep our faith, first of all, and that's what David did. He kept his faith in God, and that's what God said, and that's what he did for God. So when we need help and God is guiding us and directing us, we have to remember, pray to God. God will guide us in that direction, and we have to listen to what God is telling us so that we do the right thing in God's eyes. In our own eyes as humans, it may seem like a great thing. And it was. David wanted to build a nice temple to worship God, but that's not what God's plan was. So remember, we have to honor God's plans and what God wants for us. Okay? All right.